Have you been thinking of bringing a new pet into your family? If you have, do you realize that it does not have to be something big like a dog? You can also have the option of going with a smaller mammal. A few examples would be a gerbil or a hamster, or maybe even a rabbit or a rat. One common reason people choose smaller mammals as a pet is if they are restricted with the amount of space they have for a pet. A prime example would be something living in a small apartment in the inner city. Chances are that there would not be enough room in the apartment for a dog to be comfortable and have room to play. On top of that, it can be a real hassle walking a dog up and down the stairs to take them outside, and some dogs will require training to be able to walk in the city without problems. Training can be costly, and the entire experience of having a dog in a small apartment can be full of hassles. So in this situation, it is probably better to go with a smaller pet. If your children have been begging you for a pet, you might want to start out with a smaller animal. Fish can be boring, and children can lose their interest and forget about them in no time. At the same time, a dog can be way too much responsibility for a child, especially if they are young and it is their first pet. The perfect option for a child as their first pet would be an animal such as a hamster or a gerbil. Now, while smaller mammals are still mammals, they require different care than animals you may be used to caring for, such as a dog or a cat. The care is actually significantly easier and is not required nearly as much. But there are still things that need to be done on a regular basis. You need to understand that as a pet owner, it is your responsibility to make sure that your pet is getting all of the care it needs to be healthy and happy. After all, the pet did not choose you, you chose it. There are some basic guidelines for caring for small mammals that are almost universal for hamsters, gerbils, mice, rats, and rabbits. One of the basic essentials, of course, would be a cage because unlike a dog, smaller mammals may end up lost in your house somewhere if they are not secured. I am sure you have or at least know someone who has lost their cat in the house before. Okay, now think about trying to find a hamster in the same house. In addition to the enclosure, there are other things that you will need to get for your new pet. This can include things like food, water bottles, bedding, toys, and other miscellaneous items. Depending on the type of animal you are getting, some of these items can vary. For example, a hamster will need a wheel, whereas a rabbit will need a litter box. These are things that you should look into before you bring your new pet home. It is important that you are prepared. Once you have brought your new pet home, it is important that you handle them as much as possible. This may seem like a lot of work, but it will help the animal get used to you, and it will help you build a bond with your pet. As I said before, depending on the animal, there are certain things that they will need. For example, rabbits need plenty of space to hop around, and they also need their litter boxes cleaned regularly. Hamsters, on the other hand, are nocturnal, so they will be most active when the sun goes down. During the day, they will most likely be sleeping. Because of this, it is important that you do not disturb them during this time unless it is necessary. Rats and mice are known to be very intelligent creatures. Because of this, they can be easily trained. They can learn tricks just like dogs, and they can also be litter box trained. Gerbils are very social creatures, and they do best when they have a friend. So, if you decide to get a gerbil, make sure that you get at least 2. They are also very good at climbing. So, it is important that you have a tall enclosure so they can stretch their legs. Every animal is unique and has its own quirks. It is important that you research your animal and learn as much about them as possible so you can provide the best care possible. If you do this, your animal will live a long, happy life. And you will have many wonderful memories together. Taking care of a smaller mammal can be fun and rewarding. Just remember to do your research and be prepared to provide the care they need to thrive. Thanks for watching. Please like and share. Also check out our other videos. We have lots of great information to help you take care of your small mammal. Thanks again and have a great day.